One of the things about cooking is I know the average person sees cooking as a chore or a way to survive, you know, and it's funny because you have to ask yourself, do you eat to live or do you live to eat? And me personally, I live to eat. I love food, I love flavors, and I don't see cooking as a chore. Cooking started with me in my younger years in Cub Scouts and in Boy Scouts. Did a lot of field cooking, camping and everything, and I was kind of fascinated by it. And when cooking really became important in my life was shortly after a football injury in high school, when I realized I wasn't going to be able to play football anymore. It was just standard weightlifting, what football players do, and I was squatting about 650 pounds of weight, and my thigh went one way, my calf went the other way, and my knee was hurting pretty bad. Could barely walk. Went to the doctors and had the doctors look at it, and at the end of the day, the diagnosis was that you're not going to play football again. So that's when reality hit, and I had to think real hard, what am I going to do? And I had something that I could rely on, and that was food. I was in the industry 9 years prior to joining the Navy. Like I said, I started at the age of 14 wanting to learn the experience of true culinary. So I did all I could to stick to 4- and 5-star restaurants up through until I joined the Navy. My dad was absolutely a disgruntled nuke. He was an ELT on 637 class submarines, and he loved his family more than he loved his job, but he did his job for his country. And he decided to get out early. I did about 10 years and got out. And because of scheduling and the constant time away from home, it brought a lot of negativity towards the Navy in my house growing up. And with that, me as a young man, as all young men I would like to think, would do what they can to follow their dad's footsteps. You know, I didn't like the Navy, I didn't like the military. I especially didn't like the thought of going out to sea. One year I said to myself, this is when I got a little older and wiser, I said, you know, I wonder what the Navy has to offer. So I went to the Navy recruiting office and talked with a recruiter, and he was telling me all the jobs I can do. And I said, listen, if I can't join your Navy as a cook, I'm going somewhere else. You know, in the beginning it was like, well, why'd you want to become a cook? Why do you want to be a cook? You know, that cooks are nothing, you know. You can have such much more challenging job. And I was like, no. And I kind of felt like if I wasn't in your Navy as a cook, then those previous 9 years was just a waste of my life. You know, I don't want to do anything else. Told my parents, and believe it or not, they went crazy. They thought it was the coolest thing ever that I was going to join the Navy. But I did tell them I'm not joining the submarine force. It's not going to happen, right? Because I know what I lived through as a child, and I know what my dad went through. So I was like, that's not going to happen. And you fast forward a little bit, I go to boot camp, I go to A school, I'm in A school, and it was hard for me because the processes weren't what I was accustomed to. And I had to understand that it's not the civilian world, it is the military world. When I went into the career counselor's office, and I walked in there and he had a poster of a submarine that broke ice, and they were playing football on the ice. And then another poster of a submarine in the middle of who knows what ocean, with charcoal grills topside, everyone swimming, having a good time. And I looked at him and I said, I want to do that right there. And he said, are you serious? And I said, yes. My parents absolutely freaked out. They didn't think that I would go submarines. They were just happy that I was in the Navy. And then when they found out, it was like, I guess for them it was that much more special. One of the things I like about the submarine force, especially my rate, is you're the galley watch captain. It's your responsibility to cook all the meals, but we're here to help you if you need it. Just let us know. You know, one of the things that was taught to me in my younger career is it takes a cook to take care of a cook, and I kind of hold that true, and that's how I try to teach my junior sailors as well, so that that tradition carries on for us. And for me, in the kitchen, in the galley, every day is an experience. Every meal is an experience. And that's one of the things that I love about it.